Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Now today we're going to be talking about the Valorant patch notes 2.01 for Valorant. Got a couple updates. One for Jett, which is a pretty massive nerf for smokes. An AFK queue restrictions increased. Match history, which can now be hidden, and some changes to splits. So we're getting into that right now, and we'll obviously start off now with the ancient updates of Jett. The smoke duration has been decreased from 7 to 4.5. This is a massive nerf to her. Um, this basically means that Jett smoke will be now 4.5 seconds um, for how long the smoke is, which means Jett is probably going to be maybe out of the meta or maybe be a backup. So she probably won't be like the best duelist in the game anymore, but it's pretty bad for her as a whole, as a character. This is what Jeff Lander said. Um, Basically the comments from him in a continuation of the controller changes from patch 2.0, we felt it was important to consider Jett smokes as well. In patch 1.0, we increased Jett's smoke duration to 7 seconds from then 4 seconds, and we are partially undoing that now. We found that the result of that change was that Jett became a substitute for the controller role, and reasonably aggressive teams could make use of her cloudburst smokes to quickly take space without relying on a dedicated controller. This is part of a pattern for duelists superseding the more utility-focused agents that we will continue to look at in the future. It's important that Jett can use her smokes to make temporary windows for the high action plays that define her style. But those windows need to be brief enough to ensure that controllers are where teams look for team-focused vision blocking. So basically, Jett she'll probably still have that aggressive mode. It's just you probably have to be a little bit more aggressive just to counter up with that. So now we go to the map updates, and now the map updates only in effect in Split. So we're going to look at Split. So Split has been made a couple updates to improve attacker options on the map, as well as reducing 50-50 checks. The depth of certain corners and opening Pacific areas on the map by increasing choke point width. So here is the increase of the B main doorway. So that is the old one, which was very narrow, and this is the new one with a box behind it. This should make the space easier to navigate for attackers and make it more difficult for defenders to store attackers in choke points. There's a crate for attackers to utilize on the other side of the doorways as cover, which allows for utility to be thrown into the side from a new angle. This is the B main. So this is what it looks like for a defender. There's now a new crate so you can come up into this part. And that's about it really. On top of the changes of B main, there's an additional trash pile placed in a corner to prevent defenders from hiding in too deep a nook. This creates a new angle into B main when standing on the new object. This is on the site, so the increased spike plan to zone boundary. This allows a spike plan location for attackers to defend from within B main. So that's the old one, but they just extended the staircase for attackers to plant the spike. This is also in B, so they're basically getting rid of this crate right there, just for less cover. So new material stack for cover B side that allows you to isolate angles more effectively. Sorry, no. Sorry, that's actually new, sorry. That's a new crate. This also breaks up a vertical 50-50 angle when peeking into the side of B main. So I guess that kinda blocks some sight lines for people up in B top or heaven. This is in alleyway, I think it is. So this is in B alley. Reduce the depth of this corner to allow pushing to defender spawn with more safety. Um, so I think if attackers or defenders goes up here and then someone will hide behind there, you can't really know what I'm talking about there. I've done it before, don't worry. So it's now being pushed forward a bit. Well, maybe I mean, I'm gonna say like I don't know, like 3-5 meters. I'm gonna guess. It's pretty far. They remove the cubby near defender spawn to allow pushing through the area more safely. So this is kind of same as the corner, so people won't be hiding around this part of the alley. Which I actually quite like it. I quite like that change actually. So to increase the width of the vent room entrance, and this is what it looks like inside of it. So there's a new generator or something that will block the corner, which makes it more safety for attackers or defenders to enter or exit. Added a slope wall in the vent room, which removes 50-50 check when entering vents and mid. The new slope wall also protects you from wall penetration coming from mid, which I actually quite like. This one, simplify the ramen scuttle crab area, which are massive actually. So they just got rid of this whole part, and it's a lot more open now, which I quite like because obviously the people can hide in there, wait for people to come in, entering from B to mid, which I quite like. This should make the map feel more open and allow you to push through and clear this area without having to rely as heavily on utility, which I quite like. Reduce the depth of cubby and sewer to allow pushing through the space more safely, so this is just another safety thing. I think people can still hide behind that, I think, but it's, yeah. Increase the width of the doorway to A tower and reduce safety for defenders in A tower. This change should also increase the value of controlling A ramps. So the new one, I guess, is just a slope, and it's not just like a box anymore, so. Did they give something over there as well, as you see? Yeah, a little blob there. And they adjusted the angle of the slope wall. This allows the back corner to be cleared slightly earlier from attackers. This angle is still safe from a tower. However, you can now successfully clear this point by stepping out and onto the rafters without having to drop down towards the side, which I love. I hated just dropping out of sight and trying to clear this corner. It's a pain in the ass. This is the final one. Adjusted the wall depth near screens, which allows you to move out of screens more safely without use of utility, so people can't really hide behind this corner, which I really like as well, because you can actually see through to that area in screens. Now we go to the competitive update. Added ability to hide custom game results from match history. Many of you, especially pros, have asked for the ability to not show custom game match history results, so they can practice without other players scouting their strategies. We wanted to ship this features ahead of challenges, so you can practice without this concern. Which I don't really use custom games a lot, but I think it's pretty good for pros. Social updates. The add friend button now exists for teammates only, and the option of added enemy players has been removed, which I don't really understand. Any teammates with a privacy/streamer mode enabled will not have the add friend button near their name. I did not know this actually existed until when I read it first. Queue restrictions for AFK in-game and reduced during pre-game have changed. We want to make sure that folks having connectively issues aren't harshly penalized, but those who are purposely AFKing receive harsher penalties. With that, we'll be adding AFK forgiveness for a certain number of rounds, but repeated extended occurrences will be penalized with higher queue restrictions. Which, thank you, Riot, actually. That is very, very helpful, because if people do have shitty internet or shitty Wi-Fi, and they just are AFK or they disconnect, well, mainly here it says AFKing, it kind of makes sense. Like, they would just say, yeah, because people may have, like, internet problems and they can't really play, or they may have to leave straight away. Now I go to the bugs fixes, which I don't really care about, but I'll just go on. There's a couple changes here. I'm not going to read the all of this. Fix an issue with rank promotion and demotion indication overlapped in players' ranks on the career page. Fix a bug that would cause either radiant icon or an error message to show during the end of game's screen instead of the correct rank details. Fix a bug where Reina's lair would not display on the minimap correctly. Fix a bug where credits wouldn't be properly refunded after selling a gun that a teammate bought. Fix a bug where off-screen flash VFX would display incorrectly. Fix a bug where Phoenix's starting location would briefly be displayed on the minimap after being killed and run it back. Fix issue where Omen's reforming VFX didn't line up with where he actually appeared when using Shrouded Step. Fix Jett being able to trigger the diffuse sound while dashing. Fix Omen when being able to trigger the diffuse sound while teleporting. Fix issue that caused Yoru's fake out decoy to persist in the world after his death. Fix issue where Raze's boombot could be placed through some walls. Fix issue where Omen could have his gun equipped while forming from the shadows. Fix Fire stacking issue when a player is in one Brimstone stim pack while another ends. And finally, fix Sky not properly showing the call-out region she's in. So that is the highlights or all of the patch notes for 2.01. I'll probably test out the new split map maybe sooner or later. I don't really know though. But that's it. That is the patch notes 2.01. Obviously updates for Jett, AFK, match history, and split itself. I don't know what other changes is going to be, but it's probably going to be more. I don't know, however. So that's it for me now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Catch you guys on next time in the next video. Goodbye. Valorant I fight anybody, I fight anybody. 그때 시간을 해주시 디아를 멋지고 놀았을 때 많이 샤워 굳이니까 다르다게 나를 따라 You heard me 1, 2, 도기 to the 4 First try, 너 시간을 keep it so pro 우실로 하면 나의 뜻이 수백